I think autonomy, sovereignty is kind of the most important thing that people should be focused on, which is how can I make enough to be self-reliant and not have to depend on the system, depend on greedy people, depend on these psychopaths that are out here to literally take everything that you're worth with no remorse whatsoever because, hey, it's just business. That's how they see it. There's a billionaire known as Ray Dalio. And what this billionaire did was he was going to make an investment into an oil company. I don't know if it was directly buying oil or selling oil, but it was a big trade that involved oil. So what do you think? This guy hops on TradingView and looks at the oil charts to make a decision? No, what he does is he shoots satellites into space. He calculates the oil containers based off of the lids that move up and down because they move based off of the levels of the oil, what the oil supply is in the oil containers based off of the imagery of the satellites. And he makes his investment decisions based off of that. Like a fucking G. What, am I not going to try and emulate that? You think I'm going to be small-minded like you peasants? Not you guys, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be in that situation where I'm not going to limit myself, brother. Like I'm going to get creative. I'm going to figure out ways to do this.
People said the dollar was going to zero, right? The dollar was going to crash. But at the end of the day, the dollar was kind of the safest investment to be in the last 2 years. I like to be flexible. Maybe when I get older, I'll settle down, maybe buy a ranch in Patagonia, Argentina, go buy some, because there are cows still out there. No,
self-sustainable.
Yeah, self-sustainable and nice and organic farms, bro. I had a $4 million house. I got rid of it. It was fucking bullshit. I had a headache every month, people in my house, cleaners every day, gardeners every single week, people in and out of my house, not even my house. I'm living in a hotel room and I have people that I don't even know coming in and leaving out of my house all day long. People think that breakfast is this normal thing that is just everybody has always done. But it's not. Health is correlated with breakfast. Women's empowerment is correlated with cigarettes. So how can you differentiate those? So you need to evaluate, in my opinion, the source of the information that's telling you what you do instead of just adopting that philosophy and those belief systems and always asking, what is the source of the information? Why are they saying this? And is it true?
What is BlackRock and how do they own everything?
BlackRock is an organization, it's a company publicly listed on NASDAQ that has tens of trillions of dollars of assets under management. They disclose that they have like 14 trillion, but that is only BlackRock. Then they own majority share in most of the companies in America. So what companies? They own Pfizer, they own Moderna, they own all the airlines, they own all the social networks. So when you see all this stuff, all this agenda kind of everybody working together, then you have to realize who actually owns it. They need to understand that people with money, they can come in and swoop your shit. BlackRock is one of those organizations. I made a video about it. It did quite well on the internet. It's nothing new, right? It's not the only organization that kind of runs the game. Now, which is the crazy part, dude, BlackRock is starting to get into the Chinese market. So they're starting to branch out their tentacles outside of the North American market. It's quite scary. This isn't a conspiracy. You go to Yahoo Finance, you go to top holders of all these shareholding companies, and you see BlackRock and Vanguard at the top. I like mushrooms. Have you ever done mushrooms?
No.
Okay, you should do mushrooms. You would actually really enjoy them.
Psychedelics.
Like
shrooms, like actual shrooms?
Yeah, psychedelic mushrooms with psilocybin.
Yeah.
Japanese scientist Paul Stamets, who's the leading expert on mushrooms, observed that there's an experiment that Japanese scientists did. And what they did is there was a labyrinth that represented the Tokyo subway system. And they planted mycelium, aka the mushroom, and they placed food on the other side of this virtual toy version of the subway system. And the mycelium, aka the mushroom, through time found a more optimized way of finding the end point, aka the food, than the engineers had crafted the Tokyo underground metro system. So the entire Japanese current metro system is based on the mycelium network's movement.
Wow. Because
it is intelligent. So when you consume the mushroom, you're actually tapping into data sets in truth that come from the earth.